Que posee o actúa.
Welcome. Good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
Hi, Mr. Tera. Nice to see
teacher.
you. Good evening.
¿Qué tal eso?
Nice to see you.
Sí, no, es que este sí se distingue del resto de los perros. De toda la perrada diría que hay en el pueblo.
De todos los chuchos.
De todos los chuchos.
Okay, thanks for being punctual, young ladies. We're gonna start new week and we're gonna start a new unit. Okay, so we have here unit 2. We'll start with a conversation. So as you can see here, we have a couple of words. Okay, let me share the conversation. Okay, here you can see 2 words that we are using in the conversation. Headquarters and branch. Okay, you're gonna tell me after reading, after we read together the conversation, maybe you can help me and tell me what is the meaning of these words. Okay, so but let's start with this conversation. It says, my name is Rick. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. I'm Jack. I work for Inex Inc. What does Inex Inc. do, Jack? We manufacture cardboard boxes for packaging companies. Oh, I see. Does Inex have many branches? Yes, it does. We have 3 manufacturing branches in the country. And where are the headquarters? They're in Panama. Okay, so here you can see common expression, right? Like my name, like nice to meet you too. I work for. What does Inex Inc. Inc. is like company do? Okay, and well, no many new words, right? Or vocabulary. Vocabulary in this case, we have headquarters and we have branches. Okay, after reading, we can see here that branches are like, for example, the bank, Banco Agrícola, for example, Banco BAC, the America Central, right? They have branches. They have one in Metrocentro, Galerías, Sonsonate, Las Cascadas, I don't know, everywhere, right? In the downtown, in La Alameda. So those are branches. Okay, those are branches. And headquarters is like the main office, the central office. For example, La ONU has, do you know where United Nations has their headquarters? Do you know where? The United Nations. Do you know where? No? Well, the headquarters of the United Nations is in, I think, New York. So that's the headquarters, because are, let's say, like the central office, the main office. Okay, so those are branches and headquarters. For example, let's say that Gucci has its headquarters maybe in Italy, right? I don't know, but I think in Italy, or maybe France. That's the headquarters of Gucci, or Gucci's headquarters. Okay, so that's the vocabulary that is here in this conversation, and is good for companies, you know. I don't know, is it clear the meaning of branches and headquarters? Do you understand? Or not yet? Yes or no? Yes, no? Is it clear? Hi, anybody around?
It's
Nobody?
clear to me.
It's clear for you. Okay, thanks for answering. You're so nice. Okay, so because later you're gonna tell me, right, about you're gonna work, you're gonna not tell me, you're gonna tell your classmates, and then we're gonna share that information, okay, about the headquarters, if your company has a headquarters and branches, because maybe not, right, but you're gonna tell us. So that's why I wanted that this vocabulary to be clear for you. But I received one answer, so I understand that that answer represents the rest of you. Okay, so that's what we have. Maybe we want before. Well, anyway, you are just 4 people who isn't on time. Thanks for being punctual. Okay, but we're gonna, anyway, we're gonna follow the structure of the class. So you're gonna go to practice the conversation. Okay, so let me read it again for you in case that you have any doubt with the pronunciation or any other vocabulary. Let me know, please, before you go to practice. So here we go again. Let's start with Rick. My name is Rick. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. I'm Jack. I work for Inex Inc. What does Inex Inc. do, Jack? We manufacture cardboards, boxes. Do you understand cardboards? Cardboards, by the way? It's like, you know, boxes, yes, of course, right? But of course, but the cardboards are like, you know, like when we have, because most of boxes are of cardboard. Okay, that's the material. For example, we use cardboard boxes when we buy a blender. Okay, for example. Even cell phones come in little boxes, cardboard boxes. They are little, but that's the material, cardboard. Or what else? Blenders, coffee makers, right? Comes in a cardboard box. Okay, so that's the material. Okay, and then we have, oh, I see. No, yes, it is. No, yes, it does. We have 3 manufacturing branches in the country. Look, 3 manufacturing branches. Okay, so different offices, but not the main office. The main office is the headquarters. Headquarters. Okay, and where are the headquarters? They're in Panama. Okay, well, let's go to practice this conversation. 3 minutes, I think it's okay. 3 minutes. I'm gonna share it for you. Give me a second to send it to the group. And you can practice. Okay, well, let me see. There you have. There you have the picture, the screenshot, and I'm gonna create the breakout room so you can go maybe 3 minutes. It's enough. It's a short conversation. Three minutes, I think, 3 or 4, and we're gonna come back. Fausto, tráeme el mouse, por favor. Okay, tell me, sir. Tell me. Mr. Peroso, tell me.
Okay, coach. Okay. There are two assignations. Yes. What? Oh.
Okay, anyway, I'm going to explain it again. Okay, I'm going to explain it again because I don't have clear what is the doubt. So no problem. Okay, I'm going to explain it again. Give me a second to share it and I'm going to explain it again. Maybe you were not in class, okay, that day on Friday. I don't remember when I explained this. So maybe you were not in class, so no problem. I'm going to explain it again. Just let me open Classroom. In your group, let me check. What is your group? Here. Okay, here we go again. Here. Okay, I've told you that here we have 4 units, right? 4 units. And I said that you're gonna work one at a time, no in one go, right? That you're gonna work one after we conclude, after we finish the unit, we're gonna work that part, not before. Well, if you want, you can send 4 of them, right? But I'm gonna check 1 per week. Okay, I'm gonna check 1 per week. And that in each unit, you have 2 exercises, 2 pages. And be careful to send both, all the pages. Because if you miss 1 page, 1 part of the grade won't be there. Okay, so be careful that you work in every page. And we were talking about what you are going to do in this part, for example, right? And in this case, you have to match this description with each brand that describes the different brands that we have here. Match. Basically, it's match, the second part. And in this case, you have to do something similar what we did. I think we did together on Friday, this part. I think we did it together. Actually, we did it together. And these two, we did it together. So that's what you have to do. Okay. In Classroom. Those pages. 1 per week. Let's say 1 per week. Basically, it's 1 per week. And after, for example, when we conclude Unit 2, you're gonna send Unit 2. We concluded Unit 1 on Friday, so supposed to be time to send Unit 2. And that's the explanation again. I don't know if you have a specific question. Yes, sir.
Coach. La duda es porque las abro y me pide abrirlas con Word, ¿verdad? Y ahí es donde puedo escribir las respuestas. Las actividades las tengo claras, pero ¿cómo la envío?
Okay, well, so the question can be, how can I work, maybe, right? How can I work on each page? How can I work on each page, or how can I send them? Okay, you told me that you didn't have clear the activity. Okay, so in that case, okay, maybe one of your classmates can help you better, because I don't work on them. So honestly, I understand that they download the page. They download the page, and people usually download the PDF. Okay, or maybe you're supposed to download each page here. Okay, and you're supposed to download it in your computer, I don't know where, and maybe with a PDF program, or some people copy this in Word, or I don't know, different ways, and how to send it. That's the question, how to work or how to send them.
How to sending, coach?
Okay. In that case, okay, you try to find your work, and you try to find exactly as when you send an mail. You have an option of files. You call the file, okay, that you're supposed to work in the computer in a specific place on in your computer. So you call the file and you attach one by one. You have to do it as many pages as you have to do it over and over again. At the end, you're gonna give the option that it says send it, I think. Honestly, I don't know exactly what is the last option. Entregar. Okay, that's the way that it has in Spanish, I think. So, and that's it. It's supposed to appear in this way. I don't know if, but I don't have that let's say that face, because I have the teachers, so I can show you with in my screen that I'm sharing, it doesn't appear, you know. But I don't know if any of your classmates here can show you how to exactly send them. Nobody? If you can share the screen for him and follow the options. When you look for the file, you attach the file one by one, or maybe if you have one file, all the pages in one file, you call just one file. But if you have separated, you attach one, then the other, and at the end, you can have the option, you can find the option that says send it. But I don't know if any of you guys can help with sharing a screenshot, because I don't have those options, because I don't have, you know, students, let's say face. Anybody who can help? Nobody? Well, so in that case, that's the process, you know. Sadly, I can show you because I don't have it. I don't have those options. I don't have for sending, but for example, I don't know if it is exactly the same, but let me show you here. You see here, for example, but we don't have it. No, we don't have, no, I don't have screenshots here, because it's the only part where I call files. But in this, in your group, I don't have screenshots. No, I don't have. So I thought that I could explain with that, but no. Okay, but that's what I can tell you, sir. Just describe it, you know, because I don't have those options, because I have teachers, let's say, forms, and nobody here can share the screen. So that's what I can do, describe. But you know, I think that they sent something related with classroom in the group. And I think that they explain there how to use it. Let me see. Let me look for you because I'm not sure. I think they are there. It says classroom. Let me see. No, it's not. This is not. So maybe they didn't send it. Okay, I will try to look for okay, I will try to look for that file in other groups, and I wanna try to send it to your group, okay? Because in some groups they send a link how to use Classroom. Oh, maybe this one. Let me see if it is this one. Just the picture. Or this one. No, this is for the inspection. But let me see this one. No, it's to modify your name. And this other, this one, maybe this one.
Opciones para entregar nuestra tarea en
Yes,
Google Classroom.
it is there, Mr. Peroso. It is there in the group. There is a video. Did you find it already? Did you find it? Well, anyway, I'm gonna send it again because it is there that they explain. Okay, there you have it again, Mr. Peroso. In that video, the coordinator explains you how to work in Classroom. Honestly, I haven't seen it complete, but according to the beginning, I think that she explains there.
Okay, thank you, coach.
Okay. Well, let's continue with the class. Okay, please, everybody send, let me see who sent it. Just one person. So it was Marlene, just Marlene. Okay, the rest of you didn't send it. So send it, please. Send the activities. Because this week is Unit 2. And, you know, then it's hard to be updated. After we accumulate more than one, sometimes it's hard to be updated after 2 activities. Okay, well, anyway, I hope that you send it as soon as possible. Unit 1 at least. Well, let's continue. So tell me, does your company have a headquarters or headquarters? Where is it? Or where are they? Where are they? And branches. Does your company have branches? In El Salvador, in San Salvador, in other countries, I don't know. Let's speak for a while. Okay, so tell me. Let's speak a little bit. Let's have a short conversation. It's your time, right, to speak. So tell me. What can you tell me about that? with your company? No? Mr. I just one sir, right? Just Mr. Peroso is the only gentleman. So, Mr. Peroso. Okay, Mr. Peroso, where does your company have a headquarter or branches? Or no branches, no headquarters?
At International Airport to the Salvador.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but does it have branches? Or is that the headquarter? Is that the headquarter?
The headquarter.
Okay, and does your company have branches or no branches?
No, in the Salvador. Don't have
No,
branches.
anywhere. Maybe in Europe, maybe in Asia.
No, I don't know.
You don't know. So maybe they don't have, right? They don't have headquarters for like Coca-Cola, for example, Pizza Hut, like Gucci, like, I don't know. Okay, maybe it's just one office. Okay, how about you, Ms. Rodriguez? Thanks, Mr. Peroso. What can you tell me about your company?
Okay, I work
Do you know?
I work in James Hill and Company, and we don't have any branches.
No branches.
No branches.
Okay. Okay, just one office?
Yes.
Okay, and does it have headquarters in different countries, on another country?
No.
No, neither.
Neither.
Okay, got it. Thanks, Miss Rodriguez. How about you, Miss Corpeño? What can you tell me about your company, Miss Corpeño?
Is branches, maybe.
Branches?
Yes.
Does your company have branches?
I think.
Okay, maybe their internet is not working, right? Because sounds like pieces. Okay, Miss Cepeda, does your office have branches or headquarters?
Is in Santa Tecla, Comercial.
Okay.
And one branches.
Okay, one branch, because it's one is branch. One branch?
Yes.
Okay, one headquarter and one branch. Or no headquarters?
No branch.
No branch.
No branch.
Okay, well, thanks. Thank you. How about Mrs. Ayala? What can you tell me about your office, Mrs. Ayala? I mean, your company or your office, I don't know, the way that you work, the place that you work.
Excuse me, teacher. Would you please repeat, please?
Sure. If the company in which you work has headquarters or branches.
What is branches, teacher?
Branches is like the different, let's say, offices around the country or around the world. Like Banco Agrícola, for example, right, has many branches in Metrocentro, Galerías, Las Cascadas, Sonsonate, you know, etc.
Como otras sucursales, digamos.
Yes, miss, but don't
Okay.
translate it, right? Don't translate it.
Okay.
It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Yes, correct. That's correct.
I work in Medicom. I have branches. One in one from Santa Ana. Así sería.
Santa Ana. Yeah.
Mhm.
We have, or they have one branch in Santa Ana. Just in Santa Ana. And one in San Salvador.
Yes.
So two branches, let's say.
Sí. Yes.
Two. Okay. Okay, two branches. Okay, thanks for that information. Okay, well, I hope that you have cleared these concepts, right? These concepts of headquarters and branches. They have to be big companies, right, to have headquarters. For example, Coca-Cola. I don't know if you have where a famous company and where is the headquarters. Do you know any company, a famous and big company, and where is its headquarters? International, maybe, right? National or international? For example, Kleenex, right? Kleenex. There are many companies in El Salvador that have branches in Panama, Costa Rica, too, right? And well, some others in Mexico. For example, Maseca. Maseca, I think the headquarters of Maseca is in Mexico, the headquarters, okay, of Maseca. Do you know Maseca? For tortillas, right? So that is, yes, you know, Maseca. So
Yes.
it's, yes, okay, so its headquarters, I think, is in Mexico.
¿Qué sucedió? ¿Estás bien?
Okay, that's an example. Coca-Cola company, I guess in the United States, right? Coca-Cola company. Pizza Hut, Burger King, Amazon, Starbucks. I think those have the headquarters in US. I think. Okay, some famous brands, for example, of clothes. Many have their headquarters in Europe. Okay, etc. So that's the idea. Okay, to manage these concepts. Okay, you didn't give me any example of international companies neither. But anyway, I gave you some. So let's continue. In this case, we have more vocabulary. Okay, so here we have this vocabulary. We have services and we have definitions. For example, we have banks, soft drinks. Okay, remember cardboard boxes. And you have to match banks. What would be the connection? What letter? The beauty and personal care industry, the construction industry, the textile industry, telecommunications industry, finance industry, automobile, okay, automotive industry, etc. So that's why we have some car components, clothes. Okay, so can you make the relation? Banks, it's done for you, number one. Here we have number one in letter E. Finance industry, banks. Definitely, right? Soft drinks. Let's do the second together. Soft drinks can be beverage industry, right? Beverage industry. That's what match. That's the description that connects. Okay, so that's what you have. That's what you have to do. Connect description with concepts. Okay, with a specific industry, the concept, or the area that are very similar. So I think that we can do it together, right? So number 1, number 2, soft drinks would be here, right? Number 2. What about number 3? Guided tours. Which one would you connect? Here, right? Easy. Tourism. Tourism. When we have this combination at the end, S and M, the pronunciation is zoom. Okay, it's like communism, tourism. Okay, this is very common. This ending is very common in many words. Okay, so remember the pronunciation: communism, tourism, and some others, right? Okay, that's correct. Thanks. So we have number 1, number 2, number 3. Cardboards, boxes. Okay, I got it. What can you tell me?
Letter G.
Letter G, the packaging industry. Correct. That's correct. Letter G. Definitely, right? Number 5, buildings. Easy.
Letter B.
Construction industry. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Then we have mobile or mobile. You can say mobile or mobile phones. Two pronunciations are affected. Easy, right? Mobile phones, telecommunication industry. Medicine.
The pharmaceutical industry.
Correct. The pharmaceutical industry. That's correct. Number 7. Number 8. Car components. Easy.
The automobile industry.
Correct. Automobile
Automobile industry.
Correct. Hair salon services.
The beautiful and personal.
Okay. The beauty and personal care industry. Beauty and personal care industry. Clothes.
The textile industry.
Correct. Textile industry.
Textile.
And easy, right? Easy, right? We did it together. Fast. Without any problem. The idea here is to, to practice. Those are not complicated activities, but they are really helpful to connect in English, to think in English, to connect in English, and have reading comprehension. That's the point, because it's easy. Okay, we can continue. So remember banks, soft drinks, guided tours, cardboard boxes, buildings, mobile phones, medicine, car components, hair salon services, and clothes. Those are the industries, let's say. I don't know if you have any doubt with the vocabulary or with the pronunciation. Maybe I can help. Any question about pronunciation or meaning? No? Okay, take notes because sometimes, you know, sometimes these are in your activities, sometimes in your classroom activities. Honestly, or something similar. Honestly, I don't know if I haven't checked Unit 2. I mean, your homework of Unit 2. I haven't checked it. But maybe sometimes they are very similar to these parts of the book. So it's good that you take notes or do screenshots, right, just in case. Let me check because I haven't checked. What is Unit 2? For you, let me see. We have here. Well, they have W words. Okay, they don't have this and the other. Let me see. W words. Yes. The homework is about W words. Easy, easy. Okay, well, let's continue. This is not the topic or homeworks. Okay, so here we have a company, right? An industry. Refresh and live. Fix and care. Enjoy and travel. Business bank. The Sun Resort. Can you create one, let's say, kind of slogan, right? Or describe. The expertise is like when you're gonna identify the issues of each company. Okay, that is the expertise. What you're gonna identify the issue of each company. As the example that you have here, at Refresh and Live, we distribute soft drinks. We are in the beverage industry. Basically, they add the ending, this ending, according to the industry, but they have first a short slogan, right? At Refresh and Live, we distribute soft drinks, I mean. That's this kind of slogan, let's say, right? So please create with your classmates, at least if you don't have time, but some of you are really fast working. So, but if you don't have time, maybe at least 2. Okay, 2 of them, you can choose fix and care, enjoy and travel. So you can give a short idea about a slogan, right? About it, a slogan, enjoy and travel. Okay, live now. I don't know, something like that. Enjoy and travel. Live now because no second time. I don't know, something like that. So you have to create something related to each company, at least 2 or 3 of them. If you don't have time in 5 minutes, at least 2 or 3. Okay, so try to create in English, and at the end you're gonna write here, enjoy and travel. It would be tourism industry, right? Enjoy and travel. Business bank, you know here, right? Finance industry at the end. But first, an idea, a thought that can identify this place, this industry. Okay? Well, it says prepare 2 minutes conversation, but okay, it's not necessary to prepare. We already talked about headquarters and branches, and the people who I ask, their companies basically doesn't have headquarters or branches, right? So we're gonna focus on this activity. Okay, so please do it. There you have the example. I'm gonna send it so you can create one slogan, let's say, similar to slogan, you know. Well, I wasn't showing you. I thought that I was showing you. Okay, is this? No, this is not. This, let me check. Is this one? I thought that I was showing, but no, I wasn't. Okay, so here we have this part. But I'm gonna send it to the group, don't worry. This part. That's what I was explaining, you know? That we had to create like a slogan, like a thought connected to this that describe, you know, that one idea, one thought that describes this industry. And at the end, you're gonna connect with this definition according to the company. But first, a short sentence, a specific sentence describing, or as I said, right, for example, here, enjoy and travel. Enjoy and travel, the life is now, no second chance. For example, right, that's something that comes to my mind. But I'm sure that you will be more creative than I am. So you're gonna create more ideas, better ideas than the one that I gave you. Okay, so before you go to do it, let me change it, please. Let me share it. Let me share it. Okay, there you have. And let's go to create that. Please, at least 2. At least. But maybe some of you will do it faster because you are really good. Okay, we can do 2 and 3. Groups of 2 and 3. Maybe you can do it together. Maybe you can share the industry and each of you will do one, or maybe you can create together the idea, the thought, the slogan. I don't know, the way that you're gonna organize your group. But let's do it. Okay, let's wait for the rest of your classmates. They are still in the breakout rooms. Okay, we're back. Can you maybe write in this chat the one that you have or the ones? I don't know. I'm gonna wait for your ideas. Okay, if you have 1, 2, I don't know, 3, maybe not all of them, right? But 1, 2, or 3, maybe. Can you write it in the chat? Your slogan, your idea, I don't know. I'm gonna wait 3 minutes for you to write it in this chat, please. Zoom chat. We can see what you did with your classmates, your ideas. Okay, that's a good one. Sounds good, right? I guess that is. Okay. Let me see. That's supposed to be. Enjoy and travel, right? Okay, enjoy and travel. Travel to enjoy. So that's the company, enjoy, or the industry, enjoy and travel. Travel to enjoy little things of the life. And at the end, it's supposed to be tourism industry. Okay, that was the structure, but you have the idea that is the most important, let's say. You didn't write the beginning and the end, but you have the most important. Okay, and sounds good. Okay, you are very creative. Sounds good. Let me see who else. Nobody else. Okay, still 2 minutes to wait for another idea that you did in breakout rooms with your classmates. Okay, here we have one more. Travel, enjoy. We take you around the world. We are in the tourism industry. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, 2 of you chose this company. Okay, maybe it's good, right, to create one good slogan. Travel and enjoy. Okay, that this is more complete because it has we are in the tourism industry at the end, but both are good. Let me see one more. Travel with us and enjoy the wonders of the world. Okay, one more of tourism. Okay, well, I think we don't have more. Oh, okay, thanks, Ms. Rodriguez, Mr. Peroso, and Giancarlo. Okay, thanks for your ideas. I don't know if you did it individually, maybe. Okay, so thanks. That's the idea, you know, just to create, practice a little bit of writing. Okay, let's continue with This part that is the W words. It's easy. Well, this is really easy, you know. You remember what is the difference in the structure? Well, not in the structure, right? The difference in the use. When we add a W word, what do we get? If I use a W word, what is the difference between use and not to use the W word? What is the difference? If you decide to use a W word, remember that the W words are those words that start with W. Who, when, where, what, which, etc. How much, how many, what time. Okay, those are the W words that we add. But you can see here, W word. Here you see, do you do? Does the girl over there do? And we are just adding the W word here. This is the W word, and this is the W word. In this case, it's the same. But you can see, the point is that you can see in the structure, we don't change, right? We don't change the structure. We always have auxiliary, the person, auxiliary, the person, and the verb. That's what you learned the previous level. How to ask in present. And can anybody tell me, please? I know that you can. Tell me, please. What do I have here do and what do I have here does? Why?
What is the difference, teacher?
Yes, why? Yes, why do I have in the first do and what do I have in the other does?
Because we used to do when I want to refer first person, and thus we use when I want to say third person.
Okay.
He, she, it.
Okay, there you are. Thanks. But do not just for first person, right? For plural too. So do, you, we, they. Okay. Just let me change that. That is not just for first person, but is for let's say second, singular, plural. I mean, but what is perfect is that we use does when we have he, she, it. When the yeah, correct, sir. Thanks.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, thanks. That's the difference. Just doing a feedback for you, my dear people, that this was in the previous level, right? So we got a question here. In present, because do indicates that we have a question, number one. And number two, do and does indicate that we have that question in present. So do and does indicate two things, that we have a question and that we have that questions in present. Okay? So in this case, we are adding, this is the structure that is the same from do on. As I said, always the auxiliary, always the person, and then the verb, the action. The difference now is that you are adding what, maybe where, when, and if I add what will make different that? What, I don't know, what is the change? Well, the change is that you're gonna obtain full answers. I mean, you're gonna give, or you want to listen to full answers. No, yes, no. When we add WH words, what, where, when, before the structure of the question, the point is that you are looking for a specific answer and for a more detailed answer. And in this kind of questions with WH word, we can't use short answers. We can't say, yes, I do. Yes, she does. No, she doesn't. No, that's the difference. That we're gonna give, or we're gonna obtain specific answers, specific information. That's the difference. And this is the new topic. You see, this is not really new for you.
Okay, course.
Yes, this is not something really new for you. Because the only new part supposed to be according to the topic, right, is that you have before the question a WH word. But the structure will be the same as Giancarlo said, right? I use do because I have you, we, they, I. And I have that because I'm the person who does the action is a he, a she, or a it, singular. But that's what you learned in the previous level. To create questions in present, in simple present, with other verbs that are not verb to be. Okay, so, and now I'm letting you know, I'm sharing that that's the only difference. That you're gonna have now full sentences, I mean full answers, specific answers, detailed answers. That's the only difference. Because if you say, oh, what do you do? Yes, I do. No, right, make no sense, not in Spanish, not in English. So what do you do? So in this case, you see, I'm in charge of the kitchen staff. No, yes, I do. Specific answer, full answer. So if you want to have a more complete conversation, add WH words. Okay, because in that way, you're going to have a better conversation. Because sometimes some people limit themselves to say yes, no, and that's not really a conversation, right? Do you work? Yes, I do. But if you ask, where do you work? The person has to answer, well, I work at Simán, I work at Banco, I don't know, Internacional, I work at the airport, I don't know. So they can say yes, no. And it's similar, right? You're talking about the same issue, but it's different to say, do you work? Yes. Because sometimes they don't even say, yes, I do, just yes. But if you say, where do you work? What do you do? Okay. It's different. It's different. Okay, so you see, that's the point. Easy. And here we have this vocabulary, personnel, that is similar to employees, right? Let's say similar. So you can use, it says, in staff, or you can use personnel, or you can use employees. They are synonyms. But look at this point. Personnel must be used with plural forms. All personnel are trained. All personnel works, right? Work hard. The personnel in our company have a good salary. So this is the point here. When you see this word, use it in plural forms. Remember that plural forms would be we do if it is a question, we don't if it is negative. If it is in present, verb to be are, as in the example. Other verbs, no changes in the verb, because we do just changes in third person, like is the other case. Staff, that is similar, synonym of personnel or maybe employees. In this case, look, you have two possibilities. You can use it in singular forms, that in this case, if it is present, the singular forms in present, we use the changes. Or you can add the plural forms. In the plural forms in present, no changes. Do you remember that? Because if you don't remember, I can explain, okay, how to work with do, does, with affirmative sentences in present. If you don't remember, tell me, no problem. We can do a fast review. No? Okay, so that's nice, no problem. So in this case, because it's the same. I mean, I ask you if it is clear for you, simple present, how to work with simple present, because it's the same structure. Because here we add just what, where, when, but the structure of the question is the same order, the same auxiliaries.
Teacher, one question, please.
Tell me, sir.
Personal and staff are adjective.
Excuse me?
So, personal and staff are adjective?
Adjectives. No, they are noun. They are noun.
Noun.
Yes. You can identify most of the time. Some sentences are a little bit more complex, but most of the time you can identify easily because you have the noun, the person, the who makes the action before the verb. You see? And the adjectives are, in this case, before the nouns.
Just go that part. I understand, but I want to. I only want to know what is if the word personal and stuff weren't adjectives, but you tell me that these are noun.
Yes. Yes.
Mm,
yes.
yes.
Yeah, and I understand. I understand your question.
But understand the what you tell us.
Okay, yes, good. So you shouldn't have the doubt if it is an adjective or if it is a noun. And that's what I'm sharing that point, right? Because if it would be an adjective, it wouldn't be before the verb. It would be before a noun. You know? So it is easy to recognize that. Focus on the position if it is before the verb. Okay. Well, so remember this, please. The way that we use these words in singular forms or plural in the case of staff and in the case of personal, just in plural forms. Employees, it depends, right? If the word is employee, singular. Employees, plural. But they are similar, let's say. Almost synonyms. Personnel, staff, employees. Okay, so here we have what? What are the words that are missing here to do the question? What? What do you think? If I want a question, I have here the W's word. But what do I need to add in these empty spaces to get the question? And you can see here according to the conversation. Okay, you can look at this part. No ideas? What does?
What does say Mario?
Say that again, please. Can you repeat? What does?
The Mario. What does the Mario?
Okay, in this case, you just said, what does Mario do?
Okay.
What you need is the indicator that you have a question and the action. That is always the position. The indicator that you have a question before the person, before the subject. In this case, I need that because I have Mario that is singular. And my verb in this case is do, because I can say, what does Mario eat? What does Mario buy? Here. What does Mario play? What does Mario watch on TV? What does, and the person and the verb at the end. But in this case, what is the meaning of what does Mario do? Do you remember that question?
Yes, coach.
When do we use that question? When we're talking about what? When we're talking about what? For example, yes, tell me, sir.
When we are talking about the question, what does Mario do?
Or in general, right? Not just Mario, in general. When
we want to ask for someone, how do you say? For example, where do you work? Where does she work? Or where, or
yes, but for example, if I ask you, do you know what does Miss Rodriguez do? Do you know, Giancarlo, what does Miss Rodriguez do? What would be your answer? Tell me possibilities.
I am a manager, I am businessman.
Okay, so what does Miss Rodriguez do? Can you answer that question, please?
Okay. What does Miss Rodriguez do?
That's my question. Give me the answer. The answer.
Miss Rodriguez is a teacher, English teacher.
Okay, Miss Rodriguez is an English teacher. Correct.
Yes.
That's what I want to explain maybe to the rest of your class, right? That question refers to occupations or professions, right? When we want to know someone else profession or occupation.
Occupation.
Yes, or someone wants to know about our occupation or our
That,
profession.
yeah, that's the answer. That's the answer correct, teacher.
Yes, that's the
I
correct answer. Correct
yes,
answer.
the correct answer.
Correct.
Yeah, I explained the incorrect.
No, you explain, you
Well,
explain and you just need to answer.
I have the idea, but I don't know how to explain to my classroom
Your
classmates.
classmates. Yes,
Your
correct.
classmates, yes.
Yeah, I got it. I got it that you know the meaning, right? But maybe it's not easy sometimes to express yourself or to explain, right? Correct. So that's the question that we have here. What does Mario do? In this case, he's
He's in charge of the kitchen stuff.
okay. He's in charge of the kitchen staff. Correct. What, in this case, again, right? What
do you do?
What do you
What?
do, Leo?
What do you do, Leo?
What do you do, Leo? But in this case, I'm talking directly with Leo, or I want to ask him directly. So that's what I use. What do you do? The only part you see here that I'm changing is, in this case, do. The only part that I change is the first, because here is does, because it's Mario, and here is do, because it's a you. But the idea is the same, right? What do you do, Leo? Directly, not about someone else. So in this case, he would say, if you would be Leo, what would you say? Let's imagine that you are Leo, and I ask you, what do you do, Leo? Let's see. I know Leo is the one in charge of the kitchen. No, Mario.
Mario is the branch manager.
Wrong information, Giancarlo. Okay, yes, correct. He is the manager. The branch manager, as Ms. Rodriguez I think she said, right? Yes, Mario.
Sorry, coach. Mario.
Yeah, Leo is the one that you say. He is the one in charge of the kitchen stuff.
The kitchen. Sorry, teacher.
Okay, there we are. Okay, incorrect answer, but the most important is that we understand these questions. And the last one, what is the question that we need?
What does
Nisa do?
What does Nisa do?
Correct.
Nisa do.
What does Nisa do? And in this case?
She's in charge of purchases.
Correct. She's in charge of purchases. So you see, all of them basically are the same. Do. The only that maybe we change is the first part. Do or does. It depends, right, on the person. But we are talking about professions. Because some people, but you are in beginners too, right? So maybe not anymore. But some people in beginners 1 or 2, sometimes in beginners 3, when someone else asks, what do you do? Hi, Mr. Gonzalez. Hi, how are you doing? Fine. And okay, tell me something about you. For example, what do you do? Or if I say directly, what do you do, Mr. Gonzalez? And the person sometimes answers, well, I'm in English classes, I'm in this moment, I am, I don't know. And I'm not asking, what are you doing? So, but some people get confused, but what do you do? And they say what they are doing in that moment. I study English. I am I am at home, I don't know, right? But the question is about the profession, remember. That's what we are looking here. Okay, and this is the WH word. We have some other here, more examples. As I said, this is not a complicated topic, right? Because it's similar. It's almost the same. So we have here, look at the words in bold. This is bold later, right? The black ones. And complete the statements in the box. But here we have the questions. You see more WH words that we have here in this case. What, again, where, who. But the same story. The structure, no changes. Look, the auxiliary to indicate that we have a question, the person and the verb. The auxiliary in this case, because it's singular, does, the person and the verb. The auxiliary, because in this case we have one company, so it's singular. The company, your company is the subject. So auxiliary, subject, and the person. You see? And all of them, right? And so on, so on. You can see here, you can notice that the structure is the same that you learned in the previous weeks. Just adding the WH word. So the answers will be more extended, will be more complete. As I said, that's the difference. But here you have different questions with WH words. Some of the WH words. Okay. Do you remember the difference between, for example, the WH word what and which? What is the difference?
Me, coach,
Tell me, sir.
is the memory don't fail.
Doesn't like you?
The which is used for things, and what is used when I talk about occupation.
No, sir. No, sir. No.
No,
Okay.
I don't remember very well, coach.
You don't remember.
Sorry.
Good. Okay. But you are speaking and that's good. Okay. If you don't remember, but you are practicing English. So that's what it doesn't matter. That is not the correct answer because I like that you speak. Okay. To try to express ideas. If it is incorrect, no problem. But let's listen. Anybody else who remembers the difference between what and which? Now that we are studying WH words, what is the difference between what and which? Miss Argueta, do you know the difference between what and which? Miss Argueta is not around? Maybe Miss Corpeño. Do you know the difference? Neither around? De Leon. Do you know the difference, sir?
Yes.
Do you know the difference between what and which?
And what is for objects and which is for action in the present, creo.
No, not exactly. Okay. Do you know, Miss Rodriguez? Can you help us?
Which is used when we want to know about thing. And
okay. Yes.
And what is used when we want to know about an action.
Well, no, my dear people, you have the idea with different things, right? With action and people, as Ms. Rodriguez said, some of you share the same idea, but not really. The difference is very simple, and don't forget it, please. We use what when we don't have a specific amount. Is very, your options are very, very, let's say, long, very different, and which is when you have specific options. You have let's say, a more limited, let's say, option. For example, easy. If I said, which color do you like? It's because I'm gonna give you options. Which color do you like? Which color do you prefer? Red or green? I'm giving you specific options. Which blouse do you want? The green one or the black one? I'm gonna give you one. But if I said, okay, come to my closet. What blouse do you want? Take any blouse. And I have a collection. Maybe I have 15, 20, 30 blouses. So your possibilities are a lot. You have to choose among, not between, among many options. So that's the difference. If I ask, what color do you like? We have a lot of possibilities, right? I'm not giving you limits. Like when I say, which color do you prefer? Green or black? Green or red? What color do you prefer? Or what's your favorite color? Because you can say green, blue, pink, beige, white, purple, sky blue. I don't know. A lot of colors. And that's the difference. As simple as that. Okay? So if I said, for example, what would you use? What or which? If I said, what kind of movies or which kind of movies do you like?
What kind of movies?
What kind of movies? Correct, because I'm not telling you which kind of movie do you like? Horror movies or romantic? No, I'm not giving you options. The possibilities are open. So that's the way that we use which. That's what we use which most of the time. Okay, when you have specific options, when you have a limit, let's say a limited or limited options. Okay, specific options. Okay, so that's another WH word that we can add here before the questions. What, where, which, okay? When, that is easy, right? But the same structure. Those are the WH words. Okay, so you see here, what department does Marta manage? So let's see here. To ask me is information question. Look, information question. No yes, no question. In the simple present tense, begin with a WH word, phrase or word subject followed by the auxiliary. Do, does, subject plus the verb, can be work, study, go, etc. Finally, add the what? Base form, is or es form of the verb and any other phrases. So let's see here. What department does Marta manage? Marta manages the sales department. The answer is, I supervise the maintenance department. What is the question? What W word do I need?
What department do I supervise?
Do you in this case, right? Because the person supposed to answer, what department do you supervise?
Do you supervise?
Correct. So in this
What-
case, we need what? The W's or what before the question. What department in this case? So if it's a complement, what department? And here we come with the question. Do
You supervise?
you supervise? Okay, if the answer is I supervise the maintenance department. Next question. Claudio oversees the branch in Ilopango. Similar, right?
Where, what?
Anybody? What? What?
What does Claudio, what branch?
Okay, what branch?
What branch does Claudio oversees?
Oversee. Excellent. Without this, right? What branch does, because I need a question, what branch does Claudio
oversees?
Oversee. No S. Oversee.
Yeah, oversee. Yes.
What branch
Oversee.
does Claudio oversee? Because we already have the auxiliary that has the change for third person. We don't touch the verb. We use overseas because it's affirmative. So we need to do that change.
Teacher, one question. What is the difference oversee and supervise? Or is the same?
Well, yeah, synonyms. Synonyms, like many words, you know.
I mean, I can oversee and supervise. I want to say the same.
You can use any.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
It's a synonym.
Okay.
Okay, so the assemblers report to the supervisor. This is a little bit different. In this case, we won't use what.
Wow. Report. Who does report to the supervisor? Who does report to the supervisor?
Who does, okay. Who does
report?
Well, we have something there. This is a little bit different, but I hope that you won't get confused. But in this case, who reports? The supervisor. Look at this. Yes? When we don't know, when we don't have reports, excuse me, I know the reports. Really bad at typing. Me como letras, y pongo reports. Okay, so in this case, we have who reports. Why? Because I don't have a subject. When you have this kind of questions, you don't use auxiliary because you don't know. It's in general.
When we use who, we don't use auxiliary.
No, it's not because you use who. Because who does, because you don't have the other part. Because you can say who do the assembler report to? Who do the assemblers report to? In this case, I have here the person. Who do the assemblers? I'm talking about the assemblers. I have the subject. Who do you, who do they? I have a subject here in the middle.
Teacher,
but in this case, I don't have a subject.
Teacher, when we say do the assemblers, instead do no iría does?
If you said
No.
assembler, yes. Assembler, yes. But you are telling me assemblers is plural. So we use do.
Yes. Sorry, teacher.
Okay, but this is the difference, okay, for everybody. So if you don't have the subject in the sentence, because look, you have here the auxiliary, you have the verb, in the middle you have the subject. But on the other hand, we have who reports the supervisor. El who es el que yo ando buscando. No estoy hablando de alguien, sino que es el que ando buscando. But in this case, el who está en segundo lugar. ¿De quién hablo? De los assemblers. ¿Y a quién le reportan? But in this case, ¿quién reporta? No estoy hablando de los assemblers. This is in general. So when we don't have a subject, because the subject is the answer that I'm looking for, this is the interrogative, the subject is in this way with who I don't use auxiliary.
Coach, when we use who, we have to put s in verse because is in third person.
When we use who?
Yes.
No, that's what I'm explaining you. That's what I'm explaining you. Because in this case, it's not because you are using who, because look, here I'm using who. It's because you don't have the subject, the specific subject. The subject is in general. Is the subject is who is what you are asking. That's when you use s in the verb if it is in present. But not because you have who. It's because that who is the subject. Because in this case, you have who too, but you have the subject that are the assemblers. So no problem. You use the traditional who do the assemblers report. I'm using the auxiliary because I have the subject that are the assemblers. Okay, well, this is a little bit, maybe for this level, it's a little bit confusing. I'm just trying to explain a little bit more because you used that structure, okay? But this is a little bit more complex, okay? But it's different. The point here is that you have here the auxiliary, you have the subject, That's why it's important to identify each part, the auxiliary, the subject, and the verb. If you have all the elements, use the traditional structure. Okay, so in this case, who do the assemblers report to? The assemblers report to the supervisor. Okay, let's keep in mind that the second option, because maybe the other just with who and that it changed because we don't have the subject who reports. Okay, this is another topic. If you got the idea, excellent. But if you didn't understand that part, don't worry. You're going to study that ahead. Okay. Okay, well, for number 5, we manufacture in Santa Ana plant. What is the question that I need here? What W word do I need?
Well,
We have a place, right? In the Santa Ana plant. So I need where. The
Where?
W word where.
where
what is-
do where do we manufacture?
Correct. Where do I have the auxiliary? I have the subject. Do we? And the verb. So I can use the traditional way. Manufacture.
Manufacture.
Correct. Where do we manufacture? So in this case, we manufacture in the Santa Ana plant. And the last one, Douglas trains the new staff.
What does Douglas
Douglas
do?
does.
What? No.
No.
Because we're talking about a person. It's who.
Who?
And what about the
Who?
rest of the structure? Who?
Who does Douglas train to?
Can be who does.
Who does Douglas train to?
Correct. That's another option, right? I won't mention the others so you won't get confused. But there we have directly, we can say who, right? Without the person, but okay, this is the best option in this moment. Who does Douglas train to? Douglas trains the staff. So in this case, I need who because I'm talking about a person. In the number 5, I need where because I was talking about a place. In the other, what? Because I'm talking about a thing, the branch, the department. So that's the point. It's easy, right? But the point here in this class was to recognize what is the W word according to the question that I want to do. If I'm talking about a place, where? If I'm talking about time, where, what time or when? If I'm talking about a person or people, who? Who can be for plural or singular, remember. Who does she train? Or who do they train? Plural or singular? Who? Okay? And what when I'm talking about a thing? I already said that, right? So that's the point. The point is that we need to recognize when to use each W word. Okay, and this is your classroom activity during this week, basically, to use W words correctly. What, where, when, who. Tomorrow we're gonna work a little bit more out of the book and I'm gonna do extra exercises, okay, different from the book. So, because it's easy, right? It's not complicated, but sometimes we can get a little bit confused at the beginning when we start creating the questions, the structure. You see, sometimes can be a little bit confusing. because today it happens, right? Some of you felt confused. It looks simple, and it is, but we have to, let's say, organize some ideas to do it correctly without any problem. So I think it's good to continue doing a couple of exercises tomorrow. Extra practice. We go out of the book because I have to work the book, but I like to add extra material. So tomorrow we're gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna do a couple of exercises with different W's words, with what and which, just to practice what I mentioned today, because you will see that it's a piece of cake to use what and which. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow working a little bit more with this topic. Okay, and then because at the end of the week we have simple past, pronunciation with regular verbs, which is very important that you practice, please. So I hope that you don't miss classes this week, because we're gonna work with W, with ED pronunciation. Okay, we're gonna practice that. Okay, a lot until you pronounce perfectly all the verbs in regular verbs in past. Okay, you will do it at the end of this week. Well, hope to see you tomorrow, and it's been a pleasure to see you in a new week. And have a nice night. That's it for today. Thanks for your attendance. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Good
Have a
night.
nice night. You too. Good night.